Okay, so I am gonna work in Adobe Express because it's a little easier. And we're gonna put together Oriole's mood board. So I've saved some images here. That I'm gonna start bringing into my mood board. I was looking at some of the vintage graphics, and I thought about Claire McCardle, who is one of the most known designers. She's responsible for the ballet flat. Um, we call her the mother of modern sportswear, the wrap skirt, the dirndl skirt. So I looked at some of her dresses circa 1950, and I thought that I could incorporate some of these looks. This is a picture of her on my mood board to develop the dress later when I sit down to sketch. So I really like the sleeves on this. I really like the idea of having a bow. I think those were for something else. So I'm gonna go to Adobe Express. We're gonna set up a new document. You can start from a template or start with your own content. I'm gonna go in and do a template. Let's just put in mood board. And I'm just gonna look to see if there's anything I like. I think I do actually like this one. And what I'm gonna do is go ahead and start bringing in pictures. So I'm gonna click on, this will show all my layers over here. And I'm gonna ungroup these so they're each separate. To deselect, I'm just clicking on the background. And I can replace this image. I'm gonna replace with an upload and go and find an image. And some reason this is backwards. Hmm. Probably gonna have to see if I can, let's delete it. And you can hit Command Z, or you can hit this arrow to go back, this one to move forward. Let's try to put this one in. Oh, I think these are, um, have like a watermark on them, so they come in backwards. Okay. So I'll probably have to flip these in Photoshop, so we'll worry about that later. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start replacing images. And if I double click on it, I can change the crop here. And resize it. And I think this is grouped, not grouped. If I want to group these, I can hold down the shift key, select, and should be able to group them. And so let's say I want to go in and develop my color story. I'm going to just select this swatch here that's already here. And I'm going to click on fill. I can choose the eyedropper because this is clearly a different orange. I'm going to eyedrop the orange. Let's choose this one. I'm going to eyedrop the black. And I do actually like the green. Let's go and eyedrop the green. Or I can choose from any of the colors that are here, or choose a custom color. Text. So last thing I'm gonna do, I'll go in and replace these images, is add my text. So I could just go in here and let's see if I bring in Orioles text. Let's see. Actually, I like the Baltimore better. So let's see if I can save this. And this is saying untitled, so I'm gonna go in here and put in Orioles mode. Okay, so I'm gonna bring in that text image, so I can just go ahead and do upload. I'm gonna bring this in. It has a background on it. What you can do is go in here and with it selected, I'm gonna choose remove background. Okay, and then there's my text. And I think right now I'm gonna set it here. But I'm gonna go ahead and just replace some more of these images. Okay, so the other thing I can do to resize is I can just go in and choose crop. And I can crop this down. And then once I hit enter, it'll crop. I'm gonna take a step back. What I'm gonna do with this one is just resize. Or I can do the replace, which you've already seen me do. Maybe we'll put this one here. Allow image replace. Reframe. Right now, I think I'm just gonna keep it on there. Oh. So if I select this, this is actually a lot. Let's go back. And I want this in front of this layer, so I'm gonna just click and drag, slide this up here. I don't need that text there. I'm gonna delete this because it did get cropped. Let's try to replace this image. This is a little big. Actually, I think so. With the text, I think. Let's see. Here's corners. I'm going to show you just how to do some effects. So if I were to just go in here and write Baltimore, I can go through and it will suggest some fonts for you. This one's not bad. I can go ahead and change the size. I'm going to scale it up. Or I can change the size here. I can choose how it's displayed. And then I can also do text layouts. So any of these kind of texts are options. This does text flow. So if you have multiple things here, it'll kind of rewrite it for you. And the other thing, let's see, is animation. So there's effects in here if you want to drop shadow. If you want it to appear really strong in a shape. The other thing I wanted to show is animations. So you will have to save it as a video if you do an animation, but you can come here, do animation, and it'll start to play your animation. Okay. Because I made this an image, it's actually not going to do that right now. So let's see. Can I put an animation on it? Oh, yeah, I can. Oh, that's cool. Okay, we'll keep that one. I like it. Let's see. What does the circle look like? No. Okay. The wobble is fly. So we'll do that one. Delete this one. Just think it should be a different color, but no glow. Okay, so then I'm gonna just keep bringing in my images here. I'm gonna bring in some of the dresses, and I just want to show you how to go ahead and save this. The bird in. And I want to get rid of the background on this one, so let's see. Maybe we'll put the jacket here, we'll put this here. Probably should get rid of the bird background too. I might rotate it a little bit. Those little grid guidelines on here. And I'm gonna bring this in front. Let's see if we take the background off of the bird. Okay. And I can go in and let's delete that one, delete that one. And I'm gonna go into add content and choose elements. And I'm gonna actually just choose a background to put in here. Oh goodness, no. Horrible. So this is gonna suggest something for me. Maybe I should take the suggestion. Oh, this one's kind of cool actually. Okay. Put that in the background. That's not bad. Okay. And I want to be able to look at the whole thing. So let's zoom out. Maybe let's take the background off of this one. Okay. And this one I can actually crop, and I think I'm gonna crop it in a circle. Maybe not. I'll see. think I'm gonna put this here, stick this here. And right now, I don't really have a reference for the other dresses, but I'll probably stick on some of the Claire McCardle designs on here, or just use them as references when I start to design. Okay, so here's the beginnings of a mood board. Not really that exciting, but I'm gonna go ahead and save it. So I'm gonna click download. Because I have that animation, this would be MP4 if I was presenting this. I'm gonna go ahead and save as a JPEG, PNG, or PDF. Please turn in a PDF version to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and do download. Okay, and then there's my mood board. If later you're working on something and you just want to share it, you can always click share, put my email in, and I'll have a link to be able to open it. If you give me access to edit, I can put comments on it, or I can go in and help you with some changes. So just be mindful, you can always do that.